Hello my good people, this is African Explorer again. Today I happen to visit this very interesting suburb. It's called Syokimau. It's in the outskirts of Nairobi, but according to the geography of Kenya, they say this is part of Machakos County. So one of the reasons why I'm on these sites today is because just want to explore. I've heard a lot of stories about these sites. Just the other day, there were a lot of floods that was taking place in Nairobi, and it's one of the most affected places. So I thought of just taking a drive these sites just to see what exactly happens. I mean, what are the reasons why this is one of the most affected places in Nairobi with floods. So, well, as you can see, your guess is as good as mine. One of the things is that people have built all the way to the road. Most of the structures along the road are business structures, as you can tell. You can see the agencies, the government, they've really tried to do stuff. They did a road. Well, it's a narrow road. They did drainage. It's even covered. It's partially covered. The drainage is partially covered. They did the pedestrian footpath, as you can see, but they've been taken over by should I call them the greedy businessmen? Yeah, I guess so, greedy businessmen. So the thing is, they don't create, when they're putting up these structures, they don't do provisions for parking for their customers. So ultimately they end up turning the drainage into parking, pedestrian footpath into parking, and the place simply becomes messy. Now, this is Katani Road, as you can see, and even pedestrians, where they can walk on, it's just crazy. Look at this building. It's even touching, electric, electricity line, right? You can see the extension is actually all the way to the road. So it becomes very difficult to really control or rather contain the place in terms of how the traffic flows, how the water drains. It's just difficult, man. It's simply difficult. And I think this, but unless the local government, the county government intervene, this is something which they should expect to happen. More and more structures will be put up, as you can see, and everyone just wants to build next to the road. Everyone wants to build next to the road. It just makes the place look extremely untidy, extremely disorganized. The place looks out of plan, and the aftermath is that you experience floods when it rains because they clog up the drainage, they turn the drainage into parking, they interfere with pedestrian footpath, and you turn the place completely messy. So I guess there should be a lot of consideration in terms of how people build. Those who have been given the responsibility to take care of following up on the guys who are building, they should actually take the job very seriously. Otherwise, it's a beautiful place. I mean, if you take your drive, you'll really enjoy it. It's amazing. It's a beautiful place. People have built some very nice homes. They need to have more than one road. I understand that this is currently the only road that serves this neighborhood. Most of them either dilapidated, not built, or not in a sorry state. This is Syokimau. Yeah, you can see like this building now. They're putting up this massive structure, but I can tell they have not provisioned for parking. So ultimately, when the building is ready, they turn the drainage into parking again, right? Yeah, man. So it's crazy. There's a way buildings can be put up along the road that will accommodate proper drainage, parking, pedestrian footpath without necessarily having to cover them, because the biggest challenge here is covering this drainage system. Yeah, setting up businesses on top of drainage system. This one should be stopped. That needs to be stopped completely. Yeah, those will be my 3 cents on one of the reasons why this place was flooding. Is that the people who live here, the business people, the guys who are building right on the road, are primarily more responsible for the mess on the drainage system, blocking natural waterways, diversion of water from its initial cause. Those are primarily the causes of the floods. But otherwise, it's a place where I can recommend for those who want to set up their homes. It's a beautiful place. I guess the pricing, I'm not sure, but you can come to the ground, check around. I'm sure different locations have different prices. And again, it's a business of willing buyer, willing seller. Otherwise, Syokimau is a beautiful place. I can say that. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. So now I'm heading towards the airport fence. There is a barrier, I guess, at the far end. After the barrier, that is airport. So airport land is fully fenced. It's fully fenced, and there's a bit of control that they normally put around here, just to make sure that trucks don't take advantage of this road and that, using the one that was meant for the trucks. So you can see at the ahead there's a barrier, right? So only allows the smaller cars to pass, but all the trucks must stop and get clearance to be able to use. You can see another barrier here, so there's a bit of control. You can see the trucks are already queued up to be cleared, and I guess once they're cleared, then they can be allowed to use the road. Okay. Yeah. So towards this side, this is what they call Katani. No, this is still on Katani Road, but after Syokimau, you head to Katani Center. I checked the junction ahead is called Greenhouse. This was one of the most flooded spots. Actually, if you look on the left side, you see there's a drainage here. This drainage was overwhelmed by the water that was coming from the airport, so it couldn't handle the water. So just ahead here, the road was completely swept away. The entire road was swept away. Here there's a construction site who's supposed to start fixing this, but it needs to be sorted soonest. Otherwise, this side of this neighborhood is absolutely no road. Great, you can see, but just check properly and you're able to notice something interesting. You see what is happening with the drainage here? Guys are putting up businesses right on top. You see, right on top of the drainage. You can see that. See that? See, and most of these sections have just been covered completely. You see that? It's the drainage, man. It's been covered completely. Yeah. On this other side, you can see hardwares and all that. They're putting up the wares on top of the drainage. So this just makes the place very, very difficult to manage, especially with the drainage. This is what I was talking about. You see this? Just look at the drainage. It's not like this guy. The entire drainage, actually the entire road here is gone, right? So, there isn't road here. It's all gone. With a small car, you're gonna suffer. Oof, it's crazy. See? You can't even see the drainage, right? Yeah, so I guess this is it. We've learned one or two things. This is Syokimau Katani. I think this is not the Katani side. This is the road that heads to Katani Center. Let's do more for our environment. Let's just do more for our drainage. Let us do more for our own infrastructure. I mean, we can't be blaming the county and the national government, whereas we are the same guys who destroy what has been built for us. We cannot encroach on the road and expect the road to serve us. It can't. I actually urge more and more business people to consider leaving space for parking, not interfering with the pedestrian footpath, not interfering with the drainage, so that people can have an easy time with the road. We need to protect this infrastructure. It takes a long time before governments come back and build them up. So let's really take care of this. Yeah, so if you like this kind of content, consider sharing, subscribe, and like it. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and see you on the next.